おいフリーレン、起きてくれ。
あと半日。
そんなに眠っちゃダメでしょうが。
やめてよ。
Hello everyone, welcome back.
More Stardust content for you
Today
today.
we're having the third match of the 2024 Stardust Tournament between SBY and Halo on Omega. Today our teams are on the SBY side, consisting of...
It's literally the same as last match.
3 Congos, 2 Storms, 3 Mitsus... sorry, 3 Storms. 3 Congos, 3 Storms, 3 Mitsus, a Dreadnought, a Nelson, and a Hailstorm. And on the side of Halo, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Orthuses, 1 Halberd? Maybe? Or is it a Trebuchet?
You're an absolute
Sure.
Cooper.
Don't
Do
play
you
Halo
know that?
much. We have 2 Gladiuses, and at the top here in a separate fleet we have an Athens, an Olympus, an Aeon, and a PCS. Interestingly enough, they still brought mostly UNSC. Against... Well, I suppose it makes sense, it's all Alpha Strike. Okay. It seems we're going to start in 10 or so seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Matches to start. Missiles coming out from the Halo team. Lance is charging. Immediately, Mac Barrage comes out of Halo.
Halo wants to get rid of that anti-missile capability as quickly as possible.
One of the Storms on the SBY team is really in danger here. Already lost a lot of their HP. He does make it out alive. Through to the other side. The Halo ships are now splitting apart. Looks like Dennis and Rock are falling down onto this side here. As SBY all collectively tries to find cover behind a rock. Very, very similar to their match against Star Wars here. The PCS opens up again and misses entirely on Druid. Mostly due to what I'm assuming is desync issues, because currently the lag is pretty bad. Dennis and Rock just about over here in the corner, grouping up as Wolfstu tries to follow.
I would like to note, just like in the first match that I had against Halo, their Orzuses seem to be separated from their carriers.
Meanwhile, there's still a main group back here, but I'm not quite sure what these guys are doing. Because if my thoughts serve me well, that Hailstorm is going to send his fighters down here, and these guys are all going to get absolutely annihilated if the Athens and Aeon over here don't remember to cover them.
Not to mention that they left their strongest artillery ship in their spawn.
It looks like there's a little fighter war going on here in the middle. And the UNSC fighters have been cleaned up, it looks like, by none other than Cosmos Zeros and a bunch of other things. So where are that Hailstorm's fighters?
Well, if the Cosmo Zeros and Falcons are the ones defending, then the Hailstorm is probably going to be bombing.
I mean, missiles are going into this little group here, which are all being stopped by this Gladius, because Gladius is an anti-missile frigate. Ah, there they are. There are the Hailstorm's fighters! The Carapace is going into the main group. Interesting. And these guys are all staying put. There are 2 groups of frigates currently spreading out to try and hit the SBY team behind this rock. I mean, they are succeeding. That Nelson is taking a beating, my goodness. He's on a sliver of HP as the SBY team tries to peek over and take shots at the same group in return fire. I don't think they'll need to, because that Hailstorm is absolutely melting through them. That's 1 Gladius. And almost an Orthus, just from 1 strike. Although, SBY is going to lose a ship here in a second. It does look like. Maybe? Oh no. They didn't have to.
I think the Halo team is trying to flank around to the sides to get to their carriers, but they're not bringing their anti-fighter cover with them.
Respawn coming in here on Halo's part, another Orthus. They really like that artillery.
Those spinal shot cannons are really just about the only thing that can reach those Halo frigates besides SBY's missiles.
SBY is currently in the lead. We're not sure how long they can hold on to that, given that this guy right here is very, very low, and is one of their primary tier 3s.
Well, if this match goes anything like SBY's match versus Star Wars last week, then I think they'll be okay.
Meanwhile, most of Halo's looking healthy, besides that one Orthus back here. This is looking very, very similar to our last match with SBY and Star Wars, where it devolves into a slow state of trench warfare as SBY groups itself behind a rock and tries to figure out their next move. Louis peeking out here, use his missiles, presumably. I saw a spinal shock go off. He turns around. Troy lets loose the spinal shock, and oh, there goes another UNSC. Well, the Gladius has been taken out by fighters.
I think Halo should start considering bringing their carriers along with their
Another
frigates
Orthus.
to provide air cover. If
Rock
they aren't going to
getting
bring their
pummeled
carriers
here.
up to their frigates, then the frigates should retreat back to the carrier line at this point.
If you remember earlier in the match when I was talking about these guys splitting off and that they'll get hammered by a hailstorm, here it is. They're getting absolutely hammered by carapaces. The entire bottom fleet just got absolutely annihilated. They need to stick closer to their fighter cover, which is all the way back here. Their fighter cover has to follow them around. They can't just be left alone. And there they go. Annihilated. All 4 ships turned to scrap.
SBY saw a group of isolated ships and they capitalized on it.
This is going quite terribly for Halo at the moment. Although it does look like SBY lost a ship. They lost the Congo in the process.
Irregardless of that, Halo is still really far behind SBY right now. It also looks like Halo's respawns are splitting off from their main fleet again.
Halo fanning out again, sending their Olympus and an Aeon off to the side as a Gladius spawns back in to try and screen for missiles. Rock is back in his... oh, he was an Iroquois. Interesting choice. Iroquois, for those of you who weren't here for the last tournament, Iroquois was the prize ship for the UNSC when they won last tournament.
And if I'm not wrong, I believe Iroquois has a nuke.
And that was the ship that they chose at tier 3. This group up here is doing surprisingly okay for how far apart they are.
Well, at least until the hailstorm gets to them.
Highly recommend, if I was the Halo commander right now, to get all these fighters that are currently floating around and try and screen these guys. Because I would think that in a second, oh, the carapaces are going for Dennis.
Looks like they caught that Gladius all alone.
I mean, he is pretty removed. I think Dennis is cooked. Run, Dennis, run! I can see Dennis is trying to kite the fighters and return to his fighter cover, which is all the way back here in the back line, about 10 kilometers back. He's trying to run. Will he make it? Will he get away from the carapace horde? I don't think so. No, he might make it. He's got this giant death ball of missiles around him because missiles don't really work at the moment. Oh, yeah, no, he didn't quite make it quick enough. You can see the fighters in the Eon are trying to intercept now because they're close enough, but Dennis just couldn't be saved.
Again, I think that Halo should bring their carriers to their frigates, that they have the air cover that they need.
Maybe if his teammates used guard, ally, or intercept all, but they just didn't aggro until too late, and Dennis was wiped off the map by a horde of carapaces. I'm not quite sure what the Halo team's plan here is right now. Oh, excuse me. As the two tournament mods let loose on each other because they're presumably bored, perhaps, watching the events of this match unfold. SBY is all grouped up behind this rock, and there's a halo formation up here with some artillery that's being supplanted by a constant stream of respawning frigates. That's about it. I mean, I haven't seen this bottom fleet do anything in a while. Especially that PCS. That PCS has just been sitting there menacingly for a while now. I would highly, highly, highly recommend we get this PCS up here with the rest of the group and start nailing them down if I were Halo. But currently right now, SBY is just having their sweet time behind this rock. Meanwhile, Halo's lost a couple ships. It doesn't look great.
Halo's gonna need a new strategy. They can't just sit back and pray that something's going to happen, because if they do, they're just going to keep losing ships like they have already.
We're seeing minor exchanges of fire between SBY and Halo here, but neither of them are doing a whole lot because Halo can deflect most of the missile assets that SBY throws at them. Here's a rather... Oh, it's happening again. It's happening again. The Hailstorm is going to wreck stuff again, and Halo has not yet learned again that they need fighter screening from this group down here. These carriers have really got to make their way up here to help their team out. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, because these guys are just going to get picked apart very, very painfully slowly. Well, looks like that's their plan. They're sending their fighters after the SBY team behind the rock, but I think Halo's got to remember that SBY's got really, really good point defense and screening capability. So I don't think that in this situation they could use their fighters offensively, because they're just going to get ripped apart. I mean, look at that. None of them made it through. They're just going to get ripped apart to nothing.
Yeah, I don't think Halo's gonna beat them in that one.
So Renahime peeks out here to use her missiles. And narrowly avoids a Mac from what looks like the Athens. Or, no, Wolf's doing his Orthus. More Mac shots are going out, but it looks like they all missed.
Now, this is trench warfare.
If this becomes a new state of Stardust, I'm going to be very sad. UNSC's gonna start moving. They're gonna bring their ships. Oh, the PCS has died? Oh, they scuttled?
I'm not sure if they can do that.
What's going on here? What? What the PCS scuttle for? They already fired into a ship earlier. That's not...
I'm just as confused as you are.
Okay. As the group up here deflects yet another missile volley. Fighters seem to be inbound onto Halo. Inbound, or Aeon is sending his fighters in offensively, which is...
I don't think that's a very good move.
Huh. Star Silver scuttled, and a PCS brought back a Noryang. Does this count as a loss? I mean, the PCS fired into one of their ships earlier and absolutely decimated this Storm's HP and clipped an Nazca a bit. He scuttled and brought a Noryang. I'm not sure if that's gonna count as a loss or not. Later in the tally, we'll see. We'll confirm with the tournament mods and see if that's going to count as a loss or if that's just going to be a flat nothing. Because PCS didn't take any damage, as you could probably see with the fact that his message is just scuttled instead of dying to something. Interesting. Oh, there goes another Congo. Looks like they got Louis with his ass hanging out here, with the whole horde of Orthuses up here. That's a lot of alpha. It's 3 Orthuses. That's like a concentrated wave motion gun worth almost of alpha. There's another Mac volley comes in, but I don't think they hit anything this time.
SBY is rightfully scared of those Orthuses, and it looks like their plan is to just sit behind that rock and use their carrier to take them out.
Oh! Mitsu! Wiped out! Just barely clipped by an Orthus!
Showing just a little bit too much for his ship.
The Orthus is raining down fire now. Although, the Hailstorm is getting its revenge. Rock and Justabot here are just gonna get picked apart by the Orthuses. No, not by the Orthus, the Hailstorm. Fortunately, it does look like their fighter cover is here this time. But it's going to leave Rock with, I think, very, very little health to work with. Yeah, look at that.
And it looks like those carriers in the middle still haven't moved to protect their allies.
Y'all have gotta start screening. I would just set to intercept. Or at least one of you, I'd bring your carrier, your fighters up here, so that these guys can be protected too. I mean, the missiles that are coming in here are doing nothing. Those fighters coming, it's going to be over. Oh, it looks like they are intercepting. The base lards here just cleaned something up. Oh yeah, no, they are intercepting. Cosmos here is in the middle of the map here, fighting a broadsword.
Pretty sure that's a longsword.
Well, not sure if it's a broadsword or a longsword, but I'm not much of a Halo player, don't quote me there. Ooh, more max shots coming out, but so far not a whole lot's happening.
Just another day in the trenches, that's all.
Although, I will say, compared to the last match that Halo and SBY had respectively, I think this is a lot more even than both of those matches. So I do think that Halo can pull this back if they're a bit more aggressive with it.
Well, there's their opportunity.
I think Halo needs to be a lot more aggressive with it, because currently SBY's whole group behind this rock. And Star Wars' main disadvantage last match was that they had to push into distance to get to them. But Halo team has to realize that they outrange SBY by a significant amount. If they just push around here and get behind this rock, then they're going to have to force them onto the run.
Considering, though, how much of a disadvantage they're at in terms of fighters and in terms of their speed, though, that might be really difficult to pull off.
This Nelson has no HP. I can't even see his health bar. There's 0 pixels left with this man's health bar.
Just a bit lightly used.
Does look like SBY is moving quite a bit. I'm not sure if they're trying to push up to meet that new 47.5 kilometer rule or what's going on here. But neither team is moving at the moment, which is not great.
Well, in this case, moving up would be a risk for both teams, and I don't think either team wants to take on that risk.
Might want to stop moving. I don't know what that's for. It doesn't look like they're moving at all, from my point of view.
I think they're trying to get SBY out from behind that rock.
Population trying to pull the SBY team out from behind this rocket teams, because currently this isn't the Stardust match. This is just a slugging match. Oh, here comes the SBY respawns. Mostly Congos and Mitsu.
As soon as that spawn protection comes down, those ships are going to be targeted immediately by Halo.
Doesn't look like SBY wants to move. Looks like SBY is going to stay behind their rock that they have been sitting behind since the first 2 minutes of this match. This population keeps insisting that SBY needs to move forward as per the range regulations of the match. We are in range of them, they said. 47.5 it is what they said. But Gossi is saying that they need to move. So start moving. They are in range of the specified distance at the moment, but they're going to... Oh, Orthus takes out a Congo, but is probably going to die in return to the Spinal Shock fire. These guys are really low health. That Gladius is not looking very healthy. Shadow's also taking a lot of damage from Orthus missiles as well.
I mean, this is the most action that we're getting in a while.
Okay, Halo's putting some losses now. Shadow's dead as well. Shiroi and Louis trying to get behind this rock to get some cover. Shiroi taking some damage here from Halo Max. And he's got just barely enough health to live.
All those bombing runs that Halo's been doing, that looks like a really good target for them.
What I'm seeing here is all the SBY players that are caught out in the open are absolutely eating it. Aquil's moving forward as the rest of the SBY team moves forward to, they're just trying to follow the rules that the match coordinators are putting forwards. This is going to be interesting. It's the last 10 minutes of the fight, more or less, as Shiroi down here finally dies.
I think that might be Halo's
This is the first open
kill
combat
of the
we've
carrier.
seen this match. As they move up to another rock? I pray they don't. Okay, there goes a Nelson. Adam's on here. He knows what's up. He's using his ship to his full extent. He is looping that thing, putting shots into the enemy. Yeah, no. He's spinning that thing like crazy. I mean, spinal shocks are going out onto Zephyfab here, but none of the SBY team's shots are hitting here because their max range, I think, is 40 kilometers, maybe? On those... Yeah, those compression lasers haven't got that much range, they're just not hitting.
I know that some of the lower tier SBY ships have even less range at 37.5 kilometers on their compression lasers.
Wow. This match is a lot more even now. I don't think Hime's 12.6 is accurate. I think Reaper's 12.7 is more accurate. There goes Mitsu and a Congo. The guys down here are finally dead. And it looks like these guys are being chipped away.
Halo is making good progress.
And that would be 12-9. As SBY returns fire with a dead Gladius back here. But it looks like we're going to go back to the old state of affairs. And back to the trenches.
It would appear so.
Looks like we're going back to the trenches. Adam's on here in his dreadnought taking some fire. As he tries to regen his shields, but I'm not sure if he's going to be successful here. Halo this time is trying to push around, it seems, and they're trying to fan out a bit. And their fighter defense is a lot more coordinated this time because, lo and behold, their artillery is together with their carriers, and now their carriers can screen for their fighters.
Ta-da!
Here come all the SBI respawns. Massive horde of Congos and Mitsus. And a Nelson, as the Halo team tries to fend them off. Looks like Athens here might go down in a second from the sheer amount of spinals being thrown at him.
Well, now that all of SBY is out from behind that rock, all of the guns that they've been saving up this entire match are
Halo
finally
team might
opening
want to
up.
consider using some maneuverability, and I would say learn from SBY even a bit. Get this Athens behind a rock. It's how much fire he's taking. I would start moving the formation a bit. Especially the little frigates. The little frigates have got to move. They can't sit in one spot. They're going to get sniped by a spinal.
Spike food.
Although it does look like currently their strategy of just holding out is working. They've taken a Nelson so far with them. Although the Dreadnought has taken an Athens in return.
I'm not sure if they're going to have a positive kill trait at the end of this, though.
And the fire's going in the Noryang next. Halo team's got to pick up their game. It looks like SBY here is moving out from behind the rock in the final push. 7 minutes left on the clock. There goes the Congo, taken up by the Eon. As the UNSC's fighters move in here, try and finish off the last elements down here.
Giving them a taste of their own medicine, I suppose.
As the Noryang's about to go down. That does not look very good. As they take down another Congo down here. But will that be enough? That's a dead Noryang. As SBY pushes out. I mean, the score is pretty damn close. So, at this point, it's just down to whoever kills the other one faster.
Honestly, this is getting a lot closer than I thought.
Given that we're not playing at range anymore, for the Halo team, for the Tier 1 respawns, I wouldn't bring Orthuses. I would just bring something with a lot of firepower like a Paris. That can defend itself pretty well and dish out a decent amount of damage. Although the Orthus, I will say, yeah, has a lot of alpha. But at the moment, it doesn't look like they're using them as hit-and-run ships. It just looks like they're using them as artillery.
They're all going to die one by one if they just sit there stationary.
Still a Silver back in his Noryang. Eon's about to go down. As SBY is regrouped behind this rock, it seems. And unavailable. And Lexington, desperately trying to get back to his team, as he eats Mac after Mac and has hordes and hordes of missiles thrown after him. I see fighters coming in. He's turning forward to fire his wave pushing gun, I believe. He fires a shock cannon off at Zach. He's just gonna eat a bunch of Macs. I don't think he's going to make it. I genuinely do not think he's going to make it. He is eating so much fire right now. Missiles and Macs both. As there's a never-ending stream of missiles heading towards him. It looks like Halo did lose their Eon, but I don't think it's gonna save the Lexington here. Unless he can make it behind this rock in time. I see a lot of missed shots. Although, gunfire is coming in at this point. Finally! As they get within range. When a last back shot hits him just before he can make it behind cover. Nice marksmanship there on the part of Zacharias, who it looks like sacrificed himself to get that shot off as he gets pummeled into dust by fighters. Yeah.
He tried his best.
Score isn't that far off. I mean, we're looking at 13 to 17 here. It's only a four score gap. We do only have 4 minutes left on the clock. Up here.
It looks like it'll be down to the wire.
As the absolute horde of carapaces comes back in to try and mop up this fleet here. And there goes a Gladius. And we saw the death of an Orthus as well. But apparently SBY here has lost to Mitsu. Which is Piog right here. So they are just trading blows here. Once again, viewers, trench warfare. This is just like in last match. With SBY versus Star Wars, where they sit behind a rock. And UNSC has to try and get around that rock or something. Push around.
Halo doesn't have much time left on the clock. They're gonna have to make up the difference soon.
The UNSC is not going to win in a carrier war here because the SBY team just has more fighters and more planes, and they're just better and more PD. There's no way that the Halo team here is going to win a fighter war.
Those longswords just aren't fast enough.
These broadswords desperately try and catch up to these carapaces. But I don't think they'll make it because they're just too slow. There are base lords here. They're not firing. Oh, there they go. Base lord's opening up on the lead carapace there, sending him flying.
It looks like they're still having a lot of trouble intercepting, though.
Here comes the point defense. Where are the rest of their fighters? Oh, there they come. There they come. Here the fighters come. They're not going to be able to save Frat Boy, but the rest of their fighters, I think, are going to be able to take care of these carapaces after Zach goes down here. There's a 5-minute extension been put onto the match. The Storm goes down and is sniped by an Orthus. As Zach snipes one of their ships. Yeah, and Zach lives through that. And here comes the Halo counterattack with all the rest of their fighters that they got. They're closing in onto SBY here, who doesn't have a lot of people behind this rock, strangely. Shiroi and Piog have spawned back in, and I'm going to assume that Halo, yep, has picked up the queue already. They're firing off missiles into the respawns.
Prevention is the best cure.
Aaron's got to go first. He's a Storm. He's going to be the one screening the two.
It looks like they're just biding their time.
with the storm up, those missiles are going to do nothing. Shirori's at a spawn protection, as it looks like everyone starts moving. These mechs have got to start coming out. Star Silver Infinite, you got to turn around, my guy.
It's like he's preoccupied with everyone behind the rock right
Oh,
now.
I've got an exposed group down here. Oh, there come the missiles. Here come the missiles. Although they're all being stopped by the storm, dead in their tracks. That storm has got to go.
That's storm for ya.
Gotta see some mechs come out here. Come on. There's a mech on Piog. Doesn't look like it connected. Another mech. Not sure on who. I don't think it hit. Mech to the Northing on Piog. Makes connection. Nice damage. Another mech! Piog might eat it here. As a whole. So many missiles! Oh my goodness. Piog versus every single M42 in the world. He's barely got a sliver of HP at this point. If they could just get another mech in, he's going to be dead.
He's staring death right in the face.
As he turns forward. Ooh. And he eats that last missile volley from the Iroquois. And it looks like the SBY team's attention has gone down here to this little separated element. This is what you want a carrier. That would melt. But currently it looks like Halo's busy defending themselves against the carapaces. There's some ships here that are currently being fired at. Arunahime peeking around the rock to try and use that spinal, but to no avail.
I think Shiroi and Adam, all the way down in the corner there, are pretty cooked.
Seeing gunshots here just suppressing the SBY team. As Federation narrowly dodges a spinal shock. Ooh, we see a lot of missiles going down towards this bottom group here. Shiroi looks like is going to make a run for it, perhaps? No. I think Shiroi's being suppressed fire down. Oh, good lord. Aaron, the storm clipped by a mech and almost ended in a single shot. There goes another mech. Does not connect, but he's left at a sliver of HP at this point. I mean, you could finish him off with like one carrier strike.
Yeah, those two are really pinned down right now.
Here come. Oh, there's the carapaces again. The little detachment up here is caught again with no fighter support. I mean, even just a couple base lords will make such a big difference. Mitsu taking out the Orthus carrier, finishing up the last one. That's a 3-man squad wipe up here.
Such avoidable deaths.
Halo's got to do a better job of keeping its team organized together. Their fighter cover is not there by the time they need it. Wave pushing gun charging up. Looks like out in the Olympus, who loses a significant amount of health. As he eats another spinal shock. It looks like SBY is finally ready to push out from behind the rock as they start opening fire in full force. Athens and Olympus looks like the primary targets at the moment, and they're being barded right now. I see no return fire from the Olympus, interestingly enough.
Maybe his fire control is out.
It looks like the Athens is going to go down here. I'm not sure what the entire Halo team is looking at. I see no return fire. It looks like they've finally been able to take out the storm here.
Well, that's one less problem for Halo to deal with.
Piog is back. Halo here. Not sure if they're running out of respawns or what's going on. There's only 24 losses on the counter. They still have spawns. Halo can bring their spawns back in.
They might just be waiting for a better opportunity to spawn.
Piog back again to Mitsu. Aquils and Aaron. as Biog tries to make a run for it as the entire UNSC team focuses. Oh no!
What
Here
the
comes the
Sam hell is the
hailstorm!
hailstorm doing?
It's out of cover! He's pushing forwards! Not sure what the UNSC team is doing shooting at the Dreadnought here. They're gonna try and fish a hailstorm. Who's currently not moving at all. Maybe the Dreadnought, maybe the hailstorm is covered by this rock here. And that's why they're moving up. But the Dreadnought's taking a lot of fire, a lot of heat from the Halo team. Who looks like they've lost another Iroquois. And their Olympus, and their Gladius. Oh good god. Spinal shock's going out in that Noryang, it looks like. I'm not sure what... No, the Aeon. The Aeon is going to be the target of the next Spinal shock volley. As Dennis spawns back into Gladius.
I think it might be hard for Halo to pull a fast one at this point.
SBY team here, fanning out to try and use all their firepower. As Ackles and Shroy start flanking around the bottom. This Halo element here is just absolutely encircled right now. Their fire is spread out as well. The Noryang is firing on the Dreadnought it seems, but I'm not sure what these other ships are firing at. Firezilla looks like he's pointing the right way, but the Eon's just trying to run. I'm not sure if that Eon's going to be able to run in time as he eats, a volley of compression shot cannons and dies. Looks like the Noryang's gonna be the next to go here. And there goes Noryang, taken out by the swarm of SBY ships that are currently opening fire at the Halo team. Royston being the next to be picked apart here in his Olympus. I mean, him being a big target makes him easy to go for. As the Hailstorm starts bringing his fighters in to finish the job. There goes Roythus. There goes Northus. Dennis is the last one standing.
I really don't think there's much to be said at this point.
As he desperately tries to make his life worth. Yeah, no, it's over. SBY with the victory, 32-18, I believe. Yeah, 32-18. Wow. That match, nothing happened in that match until the last 10 minutes. I'm telling you. But my god, that last 10 minutes was a chaotic mess.
Well, at least it went out with a bang.
Wow. Alright, we'll catch you in post.
To summarize the results of this match, Halo lost 14 Orthuses, 2 Eons, 7 Gladiuses, 2 Olympuses, 2 Athens, 3 Iroquois, 1 PCS, and 2 Noryangs. As for SBY, they lost 6 Congos, 2 Storms, 6 Mutsus, 3 Nelsons, and 1 Lexington, with SBY emerging as the victor. Match 4 will likely be released tomorrow, so stay tuned.